Jumping right in. Why did I get into the left-hand path? Why did the left-hand path interest me? Well, basically, that's not very hard for me to explain at all. The specific appeal that the left-hand path had to me was that left-hand path taught me it's okay to be selfish. Left-hand path taught me it's okay to not care about other people. Left-hand path taught me that I'm the only thing that really exists. Nothing really exists apart from myself. Because all reality, apart from the immediate now, is nothing but a reflection. And a reflection is part of myself. So unless I'm experiencing the immediate now, all reality that I'm experiencing is a reflection. And the reflection within myself that I'm experiencing is myself. And in one sense, that makes me feel very alone. But in another sense, it opens up a new operating system for me. Because, see, I grew up real Christian. And I don't want to say anything bad about my childhood or my family or whatnot. But I will say this. Being a big brother, growing up in that Christian scene, there's always a strong emphasis on serving other people, doing things for other people. Like, it was always pushed on me real big. You know, you got to get out there and save souls and get out there and talk about Jesus, and don't be afraid to talk about Jesus. Tell your friends about Jesus. You know, live for everything. Live for Jesus. Do everything for Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So, and really, like any self-service is technically like sin. Any materialism is sin, basically. To be friendly with the world is to be an enemy of God. So if you're accepted by the world, then you're an enemy of God. So I adopted a very anti-materialist paradigm from a young age, which has really plagued me and destroyed my whole life. I think, I'll just go ahead and say it, I think religion has destroyed my life. I think my life is ruined. I don't think I'll ever be able to recover. In major part due to religion. And the biggest way that religion has destroyed my life is through one, anti-materialism, and then two, well, there's a bunch of different tangents I could go on, but I want to stick to the main points. But two, what the Bible does, what religions do, is they create these bipolar extremes that are nowhere found in the mundane experience. These extremely absurd, far-fetched, unimaginable realities exist, polar opposite to one another, wholly beyond the mundane experiential universal reality that is all common to us. And these polarized realities, in every way, you know, opposite to one another, are constantly clashing above us and dragging us into their struggles. And all struggle on life is really a reflection of this bipolar struggle that's nowhere to be found in mundane existence whatsoever. So the religious person is constantly being pulled from that mundane sphere, that mundane circle of reality that's experiential to everyone, constantly being pulled out of that and dragged back and forth, slung back and forth between these extreme, like the most far-fetched extreme poles you can't even imagine. On one end, you just have the most absolute, glorious beauty, benevolence, almighty power. And then on the other hand, you just have absolute, wicked, diabolical abominations and eternal suffering, unimaginable eternal suffering. And here's the thing. Growing up, the end times, oh my God, the end times. Let me just put it to you this way. I can't fucking live. Alright? My life is fucked up. My head is fucked up. Like my operating system is fucked up and I don't know how to fucking fix this shit. The end times fucking obliterated me. Fundamentalist, hardcore, dominant alpha women, alpha dominating women, cramming end times into my fucking throat, controlling my mind, controlling what I think, controlling how I respond to things, controlling how I feel, want to control every fucking aspect of me. Fucking make me sit with my hands in my lap. And you can't escape. Because see, I'm going on a mini tangent right here that ties into this. As there's just a few instances in the Bible, and that's all you really need to know. God hardened Pharaoh's heart. What would have happened if God had not hardened Pharaoh's heart? And it further goes on to say in the Bible that we are clay. And who is the clay? What are you, O clay, to say to the Creator, why have you made me like this? It is God who makes vessels of wrath and God who makes vessels of honor. And on His whim, when God feels like honoring Himself, He makes a vessel of honor. On His whim, when He feels like spreading His wrath across His own creation, He makes a vessel of wrath. There's no thought or reason behind it. It's just simply a vessel of honor, vessel of wrath, more bipolar nonsense. And you don't get to choose which one you are, nor can you change what you are. You can't change. Whatever impulses you were born with, whatever type of twisted person you are, and you can't change. And here's the thing, you are twisted. You're diabolically twisted beyond your imagination. You can't even imagine your sin. You're so disgusting. Your greatest works, the best, most brilliant, most amazing thing you could even ever accomplish on this earth, let me tell you what that's worth to God, according to the Bible. It's worth the rags that lepers use, that they wrap around their flesh to keep their rotting flesh from falling off of their body. That's what you're worth to God. You're worth lepers' rags. The most greatest thing you could ever accomplish. You spend your entire life wanting to accomplish something amazing. It ain't worth nothing but lepers' rags to God. So why try a motherfucking goddamn thing? Furthermore, those He foreknew, He also did predestine. to be conformed unto the image of his Son. And another verse, he who began a work in you will surely complete it. He who began. Okay? I know there's a couple Bible verses, that make it sound like, kind of alludes to free will. For example, whosoever believe, right? Come as you are, whosoever believe. No. That's one cherry-picked reference. Okay? But let's talk about how many times the word elect is found throughout the Bible. Who are the elect? Okay? There's only a very small amount of people who were ever decided to be saved from their inherent born abomination, wicked state. And it's Jesus Christ, it's the Holy Spirit who completely does the work. He's the author and the finisher of our faith. Now I know it says you're supposed to live by faith, and faith without works is dead, but it's Jesus Christ who does all the work, receives all the glory, receives all the recognition. We can do nothing without him. Everything with him, of course. Another more bipolarity. Nothing on one end, everything on the other end. And here's the thing. If you were one of the ones created as a vessel of wrath, again, you can't change. You can't choose salvation. Christ, you have to be chosen. You have to be specifically called. Those he foreknew, he also did predestine. Those he foreknew, he also, you freaking Baptists out there, those he foreknew, he also did predestine. What does that mean right there? Also did predestine. You freaking Baptists, Southern Baptists want to cherry pick whosoever believe, but then when it comes to also did predestine, want to conveniently ignore that whole Bible verse, that whole cherry pick reference. How about that? How much time do I got left on here? Another 2 minutes. Let's talk about hell for a moment. Now, basic hell, level 1 hell, right? Level 1 hell can't even imagine the agony, the suffering, the torment, torture, pain. Can't imagine. You cannot imagine the eternal agony and misery that you will experience because you were not a vessel of honor. And again, who are you, O clay, to say to God, why have you made me like this, God? Who are you to even ask, God, why have you made me like this? Who are you to even make an introspective self-inquiry about who you are and ask God, why am I like this? Who are you to even think that deeply? Cookie cut piece of clay. But back to the most unimaginable hell. After the second death, after the end times, there's an even more unimaginably horrific place that exists. There's a second level 2 hell, and as unimaginable as the first hell is, level 2 hell is even more unimaginable. So it's like, geez. So left-hand path essentially just creates a new reality tunnel for me.